And welcome to our February Mead Hall. Hopefully everyone can hear me. Um, but I am filling in for Aura tonight, who's not available. Thank you for coming into our postponed Mead Hall due to some kind of sports ball game yesterday. I don't want to discuss it. Let's go over the agenda for this evening. So we are going to talk first about the Captain's Workshop and Free Agent Combine that were held last month. Next, we'll go over changes to the Rules Enforcement Committee and what to expect from them this season. After that, Born will be discussing the volunteer needs because we always need volunteers. Next, we will have the lovely Raka doing the caster updates for this upcoming season. Next, we will have the rules update, the Patreon update, as well as important dates and reminders. After that, we will discuss the map pool and what is new and different this season. Nothing. Discuss this NGS storefront, and then everything that you've been waiting for, which is the season 21 divisions, followed by last minute updates and reminders, and then questions and answers from you folks. So let's get started and talk about the Captain's Workshop and Free Agent Combine. This season, the Captain's Workshop was held on January 5th. We did have several attendees and we did have pretty good discussions about some things. I do recommend anyone who is either currently a captain and wants to provide feedback to the board or people thinking about captains to join the next season. But right after that, on the 7th, we had another successful combine. A special shout out to all our casters, The Sound, Raven X, and Raka. They did a wonderful job, and the FODs are still posted in the Free Agent Combine channel. So if you are still looking for some subs, for some roster fill-ins, or if you find that you need additional people as the season moves on, do feel free to go back and refer to those if you want to see the playstyles of any of the potential free agents. And if you do have any feedback, please DM McGiblets, also known as the community, with any feedback or suggestions for our next season's free agent combine. Moving right along, I'm going to turn it over to Snarfungus to discuss what's gone on with the Rules Enforcement Committee.
Hello. Not a whole lot has really changed. We had we had a new join at the end of last season, Gibbs, and then Cawthon is taking over as committee head. But you can still message any one of us if anything is to ever go wrong or you need help with something. But you can message either myself, Snarfungus, Zad, Vela, Gibbs, Ektar, or Cawthon. We're all here to assist anything that you might need. And I think that's it. So we could go over
Okay.
to what we need for volunteers.
All right. Hi, everyone. It's Born to Shine here with your volunteer needs once again. As Hoku already mentioned, we're all completely volunteer run. So follow the Help Wanted channel in the NGS Discord if you want to be notified of new positions or things we're searching for. Right now, as we go into our new season, we're looking for 3 things specifically. One is someone to head up our Patreon and manage all of that. For us, we're also looking for a maybe not a, but 1 or 2 rules enforcement committee members. Always looking for more help with that. And we're also looking for analysts, as many as possible, since analysts only cover 1 division per season. So if you think you would be a good fit for any one of these, again, either Patreon, rules enforcement, or analysts, reach out to me or to Jackster in Discord. And if you feel like you have something else you can add to the community, like skills or ideas for something else that you'd like to do to help out, again, feel free to reach out to us. We're always looking for people, to help out the league. So, DMs are always open.
All right, moving on with caster resources, it's going to be me. My name is Raka. I bet you all knew that already. So caster bylaws are the same as they were in Season 20, Anyone that wants to cast, you don't have to bother board. You don't have to go to see the hiring committee. Just post in caster sign up, and either myself or the assistant head caster, Eternally Blue, will go ahead and get you set up as the caster hopeful and like help you figure out how to get your streaming set up, have you everything looking amazing, and go over anything you might need to know. Team logos and the Season 21 stinger will be available for casters by Friday. We are waiting until the placement finalization comes through because I always arrange them into folders, and I want to make sure the folders actually reflect where people end up rather than where they are right now. And then the calendar on the website and the Hype channel will be where you can find the most up-to-date on where games will be casted. The Hype channel will show all of the games that are going on, but Delta has a fantastic bot that will make an event for any game that has a caster assigned. So if you see a little like an event going on in the NGS Discord, that means a game is being casted probably right now. So make sure to go look at that if you're bored and you want some amazing HOTS action to watch. In terms of, I already mentioned myself and Eternally Blue. If you want to get casted, if you want to get casted, the first thing to do is be a caster. We definitely are always trying to give back to the people that give back to us. So if I have a lot of teams and they've all been casted about the same, then I will try and prioritize a team with another caster on it. Obviously, schedule early. A lot of casters, myself included, will go ahead and just like figure out their week on Sunday night. So if you're just sliding in and getting the game up like Monday morning, Monday afternoon, the casters have already figured out who they're casting and it's a little bit too late. And then Thursday does continue. Thursday and Tuesday, but still Thursday slightly edges out Tuesday in terms of being the busiest day. And of course, if everyone's playing on Thursday, that means the casters are playing on Thursday, and that means the casters don't get to cast because they're in the middle of a game. So if you can avoid the days the casters are playing, you have a much better chance of them being able to cast you, and by a much better, I mean it's not impossible. We do still have the cumulative casters. If at the end you think you've hit any of these milestones, or you're just not sure, reach out. At 15 casts, you get an enamel pin. At 30, you get a coffee mug. At 60, you get a canvas print. And at 75 cash, you get a big clucking mug to make sure you can drink coffee out of that thing all day. Oh my goodness. And moving on to the rules update. I thought I had one more slide. We have Delta.
Yeah, so we had the good map pool, which I think is coming up in a bit, so we won't go over that one. But as again with this season, the playoff games you can schedule over 2 nights. I know we had at least one team try to do that, and then they ended up winning on the first night, so it didn't actually happen. But that's still an option once you get to the playoffs because everyone's in the same coast, and the games can get kind of a long time if you're just playing all 5 at 10 p.m. Other lesser known rules, upload your games to Heroes Profile. It's more of a requirement if you want to join certain teams or be an off roster sub in the middle of the season. If you don't have enough games uploaded or played, the scheduling, I know it was very strict last year on the mods flexibility. I think that's going to continue, and you've got to have at least 3 players in the Discord so that you can reach out to any one of those 3 if the captain or whoever isn't responding in terms of scheduling. Again, if you disconnect in a draft, you got to recreate the draft so that the bans are recorded and used for scouting. And with the game seems to be getting patches about every 2 months, those have been introducing some fairly big bugs. They do get fixed rather quickly, but just make sure that you're paying attention to the announcements, because if you do exploit one of those or use one of those, even if it's on accident, your game's probably going to get forfeit or rescheduled. And then there's also the bans and the skins, so keep up to date on those. On to the next slide is the Patreon, where we've got Hoku.
All right. So if you aren't already an NGS Patreon, we definitely encourage you to do so. And you will get rewards that are actually available with global shipping. So you don't have to be a resident of the United States to join Patreon and get cool stuff. So pretty much anything that's on the NGS store can be part of this. So mugs, t-shirts, but we can also have interesting things like Christmas ornaments or art prints. The patrons get to suggest the art theme and pick which rewards they would like. As mentioned by Born earlier tonight, we are looking for a volunteer to manage the Patreon program. Please do message Born to Shine or Jackster, or you can DM any of the board members for if you for some reason you can't get a hold of them, and we can certainly pass on names and get you trained up to support that. But Patreon is a great way to go ahead and support the the league. With that, let's move on next to important dates because the dates channel, the dates command in the Discord has been updated, and this is what you can go ahead and put on your calendar so you know when not to schedule your spring break and that sort of thing. The schedules will be revealed roughly around Thursday, the 12th. Um, we are hoping to get them up by then. Um, so after you see your divisions shortly, if you do have a problem with your placing, please contact one of the board members, one of the moderators, any of the volunteers to express your concerns, and we'll pass them on to the placements team because we need to get this resolved ASAP so we can get the schedules revealed in a timely manner. So please do check your divisions, check your team placement, and if you have any issues with it, for example, if you're an East Coast team placed into a West Coast division, let us know immediately. The regular season will begin February 16th. Drumroll, please, a week from today. So you have this week to get everything organized and ready. So when the schedules go live, you will be ready to start playing immediately. And it will end on either April 26th or May 3rd, depending on whether you're in a double round robin division or not. The regular season is 1 week longer for non-coastal divisions and double round robin divisions. Regular seasons for these teams do end on May 3rd. The hard lock is on April 12th, so put that date on your calendar. After April 12th, you may not make any changes to your roster. So if you need subs or if you need to change the main roster, it must be done by the 12th. Playoffs begin on the 27th, and we'll go to the 5th for 5 weeks total. Or May 4th to the 31st for the double round robin divisions. So all games will wrap up by May 31st, with the grand finals week being the 25th through the 31st. And then we will plan to have the end of season Meadhall on Sunday the 31st or June 7th, depending on when those grand finals get to be scheduled. So please do note that there are several hard and fast dates here. Also, if you have flex matches, schedule those as soon as possible because nobody likes playing 4 matches in the final week of the regular season because things got pushed back. Don't leave them all to the end, or we will sick Born to Shine on you, and she will find you, and things will happen. So, with all that said, I'm going to turn it back over to Delta to go over this season's map pool.
Yeah, so we've got the maps for this season. There was already an announcement with these maps so that people could scrim the correct maps, but here they are. They haven't changed in like 3 seasons. Nobody wants to play the new maps that were added to rotation: Warhead, Blackhearts, and Hanamura. So, um, yep. Thing to note: not all of these maps are in the Storm League rotation. Um, the Storm League rotation also might change soon, so maybe they add them back, maybe they don't. Who knows? So just, um, I guess, get some scrims if you want to play Braxis or Volskaya, or just don't and ban them because you get 2 bans. Um, next, we've got the NGS storefront, where you can get things such as stickers, mugs, t-shirts, mouse pads, custom jerseys, and some other stuff. I think there's rubber chickens maybe. There currently is a sale, 20% on everything off. And yeah, it's on the storefront on Etsy. You can do the store command in Discord to get it out. And if you have any questions, or if you do end up getting a custom jersey, and send me a message so that I can get those configured correctly with the right colors and everything else that you've requested. Up next, we've got the placement information being read by Snarf.
Cool. Hi again. I'm Snarf. Placements, I would say, went really well this season. Okay. Need to collect my thoughts. We were able to keep the teams relatively the same. We had around the same amount, but we weren't able to make coastal divisions for every division. We ended up having to combine D East and D West into one big D division just because we didn't want to end up with 5 teams on either side or 4 teams on one, 6 teams on one. But we did manage to create a B West and an E West, so that's good news. And we have had a good amount of higher talent teams, so we were able to keep Nexus and Heroic Division this season, which is very exciting. So yeah, we'll get around to unveiling all of the team placements soon. But if anybody has any questions, comments, or concerns about their team's placement, Raka touched on it a little bit earlier. But if you're placed in the wrong coast, or you're in a joint coast division and you really need to be in a coastal division, please reach out to either myself, Snarfungus, or Raka, and we will hopefully be able to get everything all sorted for the rest of the season. And going over to K-Star for scheduling reminders.
Right. So this is the fun one, scheduling reminders. Try to make sure that you have at least 3 days available each week. It makes scheduling a lot easier. Try to make 1 a weekend and maybe 2 during the week. Trust me, this will make your scheduling so much easier. There are some divisions that have been combined instead of having East and West Coast. Please try to compromise. And I will read this verbatim. We will not tolerate an ultimatum approach or forced scheduling due to coastal preferences for the minority or majority of teams in the division. So again, try to compromise. Please reach out to your div mods if you are having issues. We can try to get creative, but reach out to us if you're having issues scheduling. And let's see. We're on to our next slide to Snarf.
Cool. Okay. Just going over, I guess, the roster caps for every division here. As always, Heroic doesn't have a ad cap for on roster or off roster. For Nexus, the roster ad cap is going to be Masters 2,000 points, and that includes like Grandmaster. It's very important that when you submit a GM rank that you also make sure that we know how many points that person has, because that's the important bit. And then off roster cap is going to be Diamond 2. Div A is going to be D4 for roster ads and Plat 1 for off roster subs. For both B West and B East, it's going to be Plat 2 for your roster ads and then Plat 4 for your off roster subs. Div C, Plat 5 for your roster ads, Gold 2 for your off roster subs. And then Div D, your roster ad is going to be Gold 4 and your off roster subs will be Silver 1. And moving into the exciting stuff.
Hey guys, Pina Colada. I'm gonna be the moderator once again. Heroic. The teams we have for Heroic Division this season are Banana Fever, Blackheart's Booty, Crit Kickers, 4 Blatant Inters, Heavy Hitters, Rodney's Imaginary Friends, Too Many Geese, and Touch Grass Tomorrow. This will also be a double round robin division once again. Next up is Nexus, led by Snarf.
I'm super excited to continue to be Nexus div mod and that we still have a Nexus. So coming to my division will be Boogan's Forever, Can't Connect Stuns, Duratan's Couch, Haunted House, Magnitude Oblivion, Minion Miners, and well, you know. And we're also going to be a double round robin division. And over to Division A with Hoku.
So I will once again be moderating Division A. You folks were a bunch of wonderful people last season. Please continue to do so. We are not a double round robin division, and we are the biggest division in the entire NGS. Woo, let's go. But here's who's in this division. Beat Gen El Clasico, Brain Cellmates, Citrus Colored Squash, Jenna Beef Sports, Gilly Shart at Bingo Night, Heavy Greg, Hots Dads, Little Buff Boys. It's interesting we have dads and boys right next to each other. Go figure. LTK Groovy Baby, Super Soakers, The Part Timers, and Under Noob Management. With all that said, we're going to hand it off to Raka to go over our Division B teams.
Hello, everyone. So, starting with Division B West, this is my division. You guys were super good last season, so any of you guys that are newly coming to B West, the gauntlet has been thrown. You need to be super good this time as well. My friends in B West are Bunker Fun Time, Bork Side of the Moon, Cats on My Keyboard, Completely Clueless Strategies, Macro Machines, Magnitude Aftershock, Magnitude Fault Shift, Objective Optional, Roll1 Esports, and Spooky Ghosts. Meanwhile, in Division B East, this is going to be Gibbs' division, but Gibbs apparently had a scrim, so he can't be here to announce it. But those of you over on the east side of the B are going to be Butcher's Meat Market, Fashionable Latency, Gambit Gaming, Let's Spam Dahaka, Papegas on Ice, Protectors of Ire, Start Slow Then Taper Off, Surely We Scale, Uncomfortably Numb, and Zuljin Distillery. Moving down to Division C, we do have Helix the Cat going to announce the teams.
All right, so for Division C, you guys are going to be moderated by Coffin again as usual. The teams in Division C this season are going to be Crimson Cyber Squad, CM Daybreak, Free Hong Kong, Frank Spurters, License to Kill, Protectors of Shakuras, and Wait Till 10. And this will be another double round robin division.
And K-Star, you are up for
Yep.
Division D.
All right. So for Division D, your moderators will be myself and Helix the cat. And we have quite a few in our division. Apologies if I mispronounce your team name. Send me a message. I won't do it again. We have 30 Seconds to Mosh, Beyonce Knowles, Cosmos, Cream Team, The Hawkin Donuts, FHK Mary Kill, Habitual Line Steppers, Phoenix Rising Amethyst, Sugarman Soggy Sandwich Shop, and Yavapai County Municipal Youth Chess Club and Swim Team, Ahsoka Delanes. There's your Division D, and next over to Delta.
Yeah, so we've got just some Discord stuff. They're not technically new this season. They were there last season, but there's the off roster subs channel where you can like write a little blurb about yourself and what your rank is, and people can ping you to be an off roster sub in divisions that require it. Again, this doesn't like remove any of the restrictions. Like you still have to get approved by the mods, but it just makes teams easier to find people that can satisfy the requirements of their division. And the main requirement is you have to click on the reactions on the pinned message at the top, because that's what gives you the role, and that's what the teams can ping you for. And then there's also the looking for group channel that we had last season. It's still there. Yeah, just ping if you're looking for a group. The messages get auto deleted, so after 3 hours, I think it just goes away. So it's if you see a message in there, then you know someone's been looking somewhat recently. But again, these aren't NGS sanctioned games, so they're not moderated by us or anything. But you can use the voice channels and just have fun with the community. More Discord stuff. The more important stuff for the season, we've got the make sure that on the NGS website that you link your Discord ID to your profile so that when the bot runs, it can give you the correct teams and divisions chats that you're on and the captain command works and everything like that. I don't know if you move the next slide, Rocco. There we go. The Hype channel is a Discord announcement channel, so you can subscribe to that and get notifications in your own Discord when we push those. Specifically ones that we push to other Discord servers. There's also the, as Raka said, the events that are created when a caster picks up a game. That's going to be more accurate than the daily post because it checks every 15 minutes if a caster has been chosen for a game and will update accordingly. It does not remove games when casters run into real life problems and they have to retroactively stop saying that they can cast a game. There's also all these commands for the Me6 bot. They should be updated soon, hopefully in the next hour or so, with all the roster caps, and I think that might be the only change. The dates I think might already be updated, but and then captains, you get pinged from the bot. It doesn't know if who wins the game, so it pings both teams. So the winner needs to report it. And then if there's any feedback or you have any questions about it, you can send me a message or post in the help me channel and we'll get to it. See what we can do. Up next we got Hoku for the
All
announcements.
right. So once again, do follow the announcements in Discord so you never miss any of the latest updates. And we do have content on a bunch of different media. The NGS website is a great place to go look for upcoming games because the calendar is always correct. Um, we do have not only do we have the NGS channels on Twitch, but we have most of our fine casters broadcasting on either Twitch or YouTube. And you can go to the NGS YouTube channel to see VODs from past seasons, um, from past mead halls, and past captain's workshops. There's a whole bunch of content on there as well. There is a highlights channel within our Discord, and you are more than welcome to go ahead and post there, as well as community plugs if you have upcoming POV streams that you'd like to share with the world. Um, but all of this stuff is on our various media sites. So, with that said, we're going to be opening up for questions and answers shortly. But again, a reminder, if you have concerns with where your team is placed, do contact Snarfungus, Raka, or any of the board members, and we will let the placements committee know to see if there's anything that can be done to adjust that. But do it sooner than later, please, because we will definitely need some time to get all that adjusted and get the schedule out on time. And as a reminder, our season starts exactly 1 week from now. So get your mouse fingers limbered up, get your keyboard fingers lingered up, get your Discord chats ready to go. And I will turn it over to questions.
I will say just briefly, once this is completed, I will be going on the website and setting up the divisions as they currently stand. We will not be publishing the schedule because we need to wait and make sure there's no objections, but that way, if you don't remember exactly or you want to research all the teams, they will all show up in the actual divisions you're in. And in response to I'm a map hacker, no, there is no games tonight. The season has not started, so we definitely can't cast any games so far.
Any other questions, comments, concerns? Besides sound getting figured up. All right, in that case, once again, we will have everything updated shortly, the roster caps, the divisions, and so forth. If you want to go ahead and get a jump start on reaching out to captains in your division, even though the schedules aren't posted yet, we can see if anyone can beat Roll1 Esports record of scheduling everything like in the first week. So, dogs or cats? Considering I'm deathly allergic to cats, it's dogs.
Nope, it's cats. She's wrong.
Preferably you know what?
Yeah, it's Cat's Hoku's just biased because she's allergic.
Yes, I'm only biased because I'm allergic,
Yep.
and non-shedding dogs, preferably. Yes, Roll1 is always good about scheduling early. It's both actually okay. It's dog cats or cat dogs.
Yeah, cat was first in the name. It's a cat dog.
Anything else? Oh, I see a cat. I see a rocker cat. That's a rocker kitty for sure. Alrighty, in that case, we'll go ahead and wrap it up for tonight. Thank you all for attending, and I look forward to seeing some great games this season.